my teacher gave me this really good advice, and this is years ago. He passed away. He told me just to reduce your nervousness, yes. But he said, open your eyes when you're singing and think of singing like you're welcoming guests into your living room. Yeah. They don't have to stay there forever. But when you welcome them, you host them. Yeah. Think of singing like you're hosting people. It's not to keep up appearances, but it's to allow people to see you and meet you where you are, in your place and your space, in the way you sing, to enjoy your company as well, you know. And that's why your eyes are open. That's why they tell you look at people. That's why they tell you interact, you know. Even if you're not good at it, try, you know, because that's the point. When we wrote all these songs, it wasn't just writing, so you're like, I'm just going to be heard, because music doesn't matter unless you're connecting to other people, whether it's connecting with another musician, whether it's connecting with your audience. So I'd say whenever you sing, think of it like you're welcoming people into your living room. It's scary sometimes, but it's helpful. At the end of the day, you end up having a really nice experience. So yeah.
Extremely, very, very, very insightful. I've also learned something, by the way. I one of my main problems the first thing I do when I get on stage, the first instinct, close your eyes. Close your eyes. I go into my own world, you know, and then shut everyone out.
And like, it's very easy to do, because I think the biggest thing is, especially for people who are talented, you're so prone to so much criticism. So closing your eyes almost makes you feel like I don't have to think about how they're looking at me, or what I might see them saying, you know. Yeah, but you forget that they've actually come to watch you, come to be there with you, you know. Or if it's a worship experience, they're there to share in the collective fellowship of that moment, you know. So it's one of those things where you also need to realize they're also here to be with me, in as much as I feel afraid of them, they're also here, they want to be with me.
Very true, very true, very true. Yeah. So there are some questions here. Like one was saying, is vibrato? Have you seen that? Like, is a vibrato natural? It's up there. Is the vibrato natural or learned?
Wow. I'd like to think that's a very interesting question.
Yeah.
So I'd like to think vibrato is natural, because everyone has a different kind and some don't have at all. So, and that's fine, not because it's a bad thing. My friend, and you can learn how to, I don't think it would be the same way with people who already have it naturally, because then it came as they grew, you know. But there are things where you can learn how to control it. And if you don't have it, you can learn, like when you learn some riffs or runs, it kind of teaches your vocal folds that muscle memory to put that in there, you know. Or sometimes if you have the vocal agility to sing some things very quickly, it can sound like you have vibrato. But I think it's most times it comes because of what you've been singing very often, or if you're born with it. Because I have a friend who, when he sings certain vocal passages, he doesn't have any vibrato, but if you listen to him when he's singing, his vibrato is like, it's very fast, but he's learned how to control it, so that it works efficiently for him in whatever situation he's in. So
so there's another question here. Please, you can type in your questions on the chat there. So this was by Rosie. I think you saw it.
Yes, I just saw that one.
What's the best liquid to drink on stage, especially when you have long hours of singing?
So sometimes for me, I tend to get that hot lemon, honey, and ginger. I try and make it at home. Generally, you can make it as a tonic that you drink, because that will help boost your immune system. Or even just drinking ginger water without, I know it sounds crazy, without any lemon, just ginger water and honey. Another thing my teachers used to say, sometimes if you're feeling a bit sore in your throat, the day before or even before the performance, if you can, get like a small teaspoon, half a teaspoon of honey. If you can microwave a bit of that and then like just let it coat your throat, so that helps to soothe, because honey is also antibacterial.
Yeah.
So for me, it's I keep those, either one of those two, because hot water sometimes can scald your throat, and that's not fun, or dry out your throat. And you also don't want to take things. I don't take things that are hyper acidic, because they naturally make you feel like you're parched. Or soda is called a diuretic. Soda and coffee are diuretics, so they make you more thirsty. Yeah. So if anything, keep water. You should already have been drinking water before. Indeed. Keep water, or keep something that is not going to necessarily agitate your throat. So nothing too cold, nothing too hot.
Yeah. Another one here. Does physical exercise and fitness have an impact on how well you sing?
Absolutely.
Right? Yes.
Absolutely.
Indeed. I actually say sometimes as a singer, you have to think of yourself as an athlete.
You are, actually.
Yeah, exactly.
People just don't realize.
Yeah, very true, very true. So you can even, some of the things the athletes do as they prepare.
You should do them.
Exactly.
Like the reason why I'm like, I say this even more so. So like, while I was in school, of course, school takes up a lot of your time, but I'd still find time to go to the gym. Now, since I moved home last year, I was going to the gym consistently for 6 months, and I noticed a change in, one, how much energy I had to keep myself going. Also, I slept better because I was more tired at the end of the day, which is good, because I was tired enough to sleep like straight 8 hours, no noise, no nothing. Yeah. And then on top of that, what is the one muscle we use the most? In regardless of what exercise we're doing, we use your lungs. And your lungs are the support system for any singing endeavor. And the better we are at helping our lung capacity grow, like that's why even running, people say run. Some people are trained to run and sing, which is really hard.
Yeah, I know.
Because when you're doing a performance where you have dance and that, you can't be there hemming on stage, even worship. Like, I remember there are times we used to have, what's this song? Not even, or say, what's this song?
Tunasherehekea ushindi wa Bwana, jina la Yesu likome imara. Ruka, wapi badala.
Yeah, you can. Yeah, but even songs like that, you can be. No, you need to have the capacity to stand on that stage and be like, kama tunaenda, because. And then that also helps with how long you're able to be on stage, because now you're not as tired earlier on. Yeah. Yes. So doing certain exercise, like even swimming helps. And if you can't swim, like jogging is good. Even if it's just doing a certain amount for 30 minutes, you're teaching your body how to handle a certain degree of stress. And the more resilient you get, that also affects the way you sing. So it's very helpful. Yeah.
What can you say about this? That how do you ensure that you are able to sing, perform for long hours and still deliver well?
So I saw that that's still part of Herbert's question.
Yes.
So, so for me, again, rest is really important. Also, because I'm an introvert, I take time away from people. Yeah. Because if I'm already feeling exhausted, mentally, as a man thinketh, so is he. So if I'm feeling exhausted in my head, my body will feel exhausted, and then I'll feel more out of it. And then aside from that is when I practice, there's certain things like I need to prep myself mentally. So for example, if it's rehearsals, I know we're having about 2-hour rehearsals, right? Now a 2-hour rehearsal is about the length of what my show is going to be. Now for someone like me who might be the vocal director, I have to be there for the whole rehearsal. So observing that. Also our practice sessions in school were 2 hours. So that was really important, because it showed me if you have a band, doing 1 hour might not be enough. Or even in worship team, doing that, when you have that split practice, it's so important. So that when you actually come together, like you already been singing for 1 hour, and then you do the 30 minutes together, which is good because you have to connect. Yeah. So for me, again, I prepare my mind because I'm like, hey, and at least for most performances, like for example, Motown, I'm not singing consistently all the time. Even in a worship set, you might be in the background where you're singing BGVs, or if you're the worship leader, you definitely have to be able to pace yourself. Think of your set list in a manner where you're like, okay, if I put the really big songs all together, I'm going to be tired faster. If I space them out, okay, that can give me a bit more time. But then if I space them out, how can I also help the other worship leader, Because when you're making your song list, you have to think about that. You can't put people back to back, or even with things like costume changes. I can't afford to put people back to back, like for 3 songs, and then leave them another song at the end. No, it doesn't make sense, So yeah, think about that as well. Or even when you have someone who's organizing a show for you, ask them to have that in mind, Yeah.
Nice. Pastor Ruth has a question. Are we born with a great voice, or one can work on it and end up having a great voice?
So usually when you're born, most people don't know if you can sing. Some kids have it, and you run at like 2-3 years old, right? Yeah. So there's natural talent where people also work on it as well, because you can't just be born with it and think you'll sail through. Because I went to a school where everyone is talented. You are admitted because you are talented. So one, it's very good because it breaks your ego, because it tells you still have to work on yourself, yeah. And then 2, it also means that talented people work. I know someone who came into that school as a guitarist principal. So their instrument was guitar, no singing, nothing. But by the end of his 4 years, he had learned how to sing just because of being around singers and being someone who worked with them. He said, let me teach myself. Now he is known for both his singing and his guitar playing. So I think that it can definitely be learned. And I wouldn't say that you necessarily have to compare it. You shouldn't compare it. You should never compare yourself, because again, your voice is unique. Because now his voice, people like it because he likes it, and it ended up being something that people could support now, because they're like, wait, this guy sounds different. I like that, So I think yes, you can be born with talent, but at the end of the day, everyone has to work on what they have. However, you can be tone deaf, and then it doesn't change. So that's also a thing. And it's not a bad thing. It just means that you can sing, but you might maybe not sing in the same forums as everyone else. And it's not saying that you don't sing. Sing in your house, by the way. Sing in the shower, sing in your house.
That's a very nice way to put it. Anyway.
Yeah. It's true, because at the end of the day, I think everyone can sing. How well is the real question.
Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, what she's saying is imba kimoyo moyo. Anyway. So how do you address the issue of power? Singing, this one I've heard a lot. Singing with the belly, that's one. And it's throat singing, strictly choral technique.
How do I address the issue of power? So you
can couple that with, I think you're talking about, so projection, and how different is projection from shouting? Because I think most people, their perception of projection means you just
shouting.
No.
So I'll tell you to do something in one of your practice sessions. Yeah. So we're supposed to be from our diaphragm. Now when you shout, you feel most of the energy from here in your throat. Okay. When you project, you feel yourself exerting most of the energy from your diaphragm. So, excuse me, if I'm calling someone from a distance, if I say, that's all up here, right? I'm not using anything. But if I say, it's different. Yeah? Not because I'm singing high, or I'm not even singing, but see, there's a difference. I don't feel any exertion here, but it's coming from here. And so there's an exercise where you do, hey, right? You say hey you take a deep breath, and you say hey from your diaphragm, and you feel your diaphragm do pop like that.
Yes.
That's what you're supposed to feel for the most part when you're projecting, or even when you're belting like big. That's where it's supposed to come from, rather than coming from here. When I'm shouting hey, I feel most of the energy here rather than in my diaphragm or in my lungs. That's also how you notice the difference, even when you're shouting. And when you say throat singing, now it depends. So we have Black Americans who have been brought up with that, it's called like a squawk thing in the back of the throat, and they do the thing, right? Might not be your thing, and that's okay. True. And it's dangerous. Throat singing is dangerous because it makes you vulnerable to developing nodes, nodules, and polyps, because it's abrasive. It's very abrasive. Some people can do it, but you look at all of them. Most of them who have done it, like Steven Tyler, who sang for Aerosmith. That famous song, don't wanna close my eyes, don't wanna fall asleep. He had to get surgery. So it just tells you, even Adele had to get surgery. People who, it's not fun. And vocal surgery is very, very delicate. Very delicate and very, you really have to be like, God, you have to use the doctor's hands. Because it's such delicate surgery, because if anything goes wrong, it literally changes the way you sound for the rest of your life. So throat singing, I'd say you have to do it. Please practice the right technique if you can, but also learn how to sing with the other parts of your voice before you just use your throat. Just because you want to, again, longevity. Aim for longevity rather than just for the moment. If you know how to use it and come out of it and come back to other things, that's fine. But don't over sing in your throat voice, because you put yourself at risk for so many things,
Yeah. Hey, there are many questions here. We might not handle all of them, but maybe 2-3 more, then we call it an evening.
No problem. I've just seen the one for comment on how some vocalists sing well in different weather or room temperatures.
Yes.
So for me, let me comment on myself. For me, I have the same issue. Like, so when the room is cold, because I grew up in Loresho, I don't like cold weather. And also being in studios, many studios are kept cold. So for me, I ask them, please turn the AC off or whatever. Because I know for me, yes. And then on top of that, aside from being warm before, I have a friend who told me, if you can't necessarily change the temperature of where you'll be singing or whatever, warm up before, like jog on the spot, do something. Always wear a scarf if you can. Because why? The scarf will always keep your throat warm. So that when you've already warmed up, if I have it on me, it won't change the temperature of what's going on around me, but it'll keep me warm and my body will still be warm. So that helps a lot. That helped me a lot, especially because school was somewhere where winter was for like 5-6 months of the year. So and it's very hard to sing when you're also feeling cold. It's very hard to sing when you're cold, or it's very hard to sing when you're dehydrated as well. So I think, like, again, that's why I said listen to your body. Your body will tend to tell you when you don't have enough water, when you're not well rested, when it's too cold, when it's frigid, and or it's too hot. You know.
Indeed. How does one get to know their vocal ranges, type, and all? Any recommendations on a test or coach?
There's a lady on YouTube called Singwise. That's one good person. For singing range, for me, I learned because I had a teacher who she's worked with people for like 10 plus years. The other thing is, stick with your teacher for a long time. The reason why is not just because you will pay the money, but it's because they know your voice. They will know and learn your voice, and that helps them learn how to prescribe things and how to tell you, okay, maybe we should practice this here. Maybe watch how you're doing this in this season. Your voice hasn't yet recovered from this, because I worked with her for 14 weeks or 2 terms, and she's the one who taught me, even when you enter a rehearsal, take deep breaths even before you start singing, and leave whatever you came into the room with, leave it outside the door, and meet everyone there afresh. She was the same one who showed me that sometimes in our head we think we are one voice, but then she's like, no, I'm going to keep pushing you as we do this exercise. Let's see where you go. When you reach your breaking point, then I'll know for sure. And then we'll say, okay, she showed me my range, and I was like, okay, cool. And then also it changes as you get older, or for some people even when you gain weight. And then for women who, if they have children, your voice changes. So it's very interesting. I've seen someone saying everyone can sing. You should listen to my husband.
No.
He can't sing.
Poor husband. Yeah. Fantastic.
So that's what I'd say.
That's really nice. Wow. I've really learned a lot myself too. So the person who was asking for recommendations, if you're looking for a coach, you found one.
It's true
Call
though.
us.
Yeah.
Like now, anyway.
Hi, Rosie.
Oh yeah, Lisa, maybe
Yeah.
give us something then as we
Let's
wrap
see.
this up.
What song? Let me look for these lyrics. Yeah, just before you go, see, it's almost curfew attending. Yeah, so right on time. Let me pull up these lyrics. So there's a song that's like one of my favorite to listen to by Jonathan Mcreynolds.
Oh yeah. But do you know you're the one who introduced me to that guy?
Really?
Imagine.
That he's like one of my favorites. You know.
My gosh. An amazing songwriter.
So fantastic, and he has very good range.
Yeah.
Very good range.
Yeah.
Yes, Martha. Yeah, the song is called God is Good. And it says, may your struggles keep you near the cross, and may your troubles show that you need God, and may your battles end the way they should, and may your bad days prove that God is good, and may your whole life prove that God is good. See, may your struggles keep you near the cross, and may your troubles prove that you need God, and may your battles end the way they should, and may your bad days prove that God is good, and may your whole life prove that God is good. Have a good night.
Wow. I just got goosebumps. Oh my God.
Thank you.
Wow. And such an amazing song too. Thank you so much. Such an amazing song. And we all having very tough times, very tough days. May this place indeed prove that God is good. That God is good. That He is faithful. It doesn't matter the situation, the circumstances, and everything. So thank you for that song. We've learned a lot, guys. I've been recording this, so I'll share this later with y'all.
Thank you.
And it's been fantastic.
Thank you.
Wow. Thank you so much, guys.
Thank you for having me. Thank you to everyone who was here.
Yeah, maybe we can have you another time later on.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, sure.
So guys, thank you so much for joining in. Thank you for participating with the questions and everything. I hope you've learned a great deal. Please give us feedback. We'd love to hear your feedback. You can send us an email, you can send us a message, you can whatever. Please just keep in touch with us. If you're looking for a music coach, a vocal coach, a trainer for instruments, please talk to us, right? You can call us on this number 0705 800 675. I'll say that again, 0705 800 675. Thank you very much, everyone. You can unmute and wave goodbye.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You guys.
Bye. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Obrigado.
Thank you.
God bless you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks,
That was
guys.
amazing.
Obrigado.
Thank
you.
you.
Bye.
Obrigado.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Bye, guys.
Thank
You can exit at will.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Wanasema bye.